Say one thing for this book. Say it's excellent. One thing that shined apart from the previous book was the increased amount of humor. Or maybe I'm just growing to love the world of the First Law more and more. Thus, this effective resonation makes me appreciate it to its minimal details. Although the tone of the jokes remains dark, as it's expected from the follow-up to the blade itself, the comedic moments spread throughout the book land more often than not, and I found myself laughing and just enjoying the banter and interesting situations the characters saw themselves in. The blade itself ended with the promise of an epic upcoming journey to acquire the means to stop the forces that threaten the safety of the citizens of the Union and of the Circle of the World. When it comes to delivering on that promise, however, I have mixed feelings. Though I'm of the opinion that the journey's quality is more important than the destination, that is not to say that we should disregard the destination's importance altogether. Even though Bayaz's mismatched group provides a never-ending source of fun, action, and incredible character development, some of the best I've ever read, the conclusion to their epic journey ends up being lackluster. Admittedly, since this is the second book of a trilogy, their journey is far from over. Still, the payoff to the huge amount of word building and promises nonetheless felt slightly disappointing, as besides delivering memorable moments of character growth and interesting reflections on what is truly important in life, the goal they set to accomplish remains as distant as ever. One of the strengths of the First Law books is undoubtedly its quality of characterization. In the first book, we are thrown into a merciless world that is deeply painted in shades of gray. Not one character we follow is entirely good. Some of them start as downright despicable individuals, though their personalities never caused me annoyance or evoked the sentiment of dislike. A whole book passed and yet another concluded, and the amount of character development Glocta, Jezzo, Logan, West, and Pharaoh received makes them both almost unrecognizable and profoundly familiar to the reader. While some received more attention than others, none were left as they were, and the endless amounts of conflict and trouble consistently caused them to change and grow. These shifts in behavior, worldview, and other more delicate indicators are palpable and unfailingly affect how the characters interact with each other in a final and consistent way. It's safe to say that I've never read more compelling and organic characters as in the First Law, and that speaks for itself. Magic in the first book first made its appearance as a profoundly troubling and mysterious force. When it was used, well, it was magic in the most fundamental meaning of the word. The various mysteries surrounding it are what make its appearance always unsettling and unpredictably apprehensive. Therefore, I'm glad that Before They Are Hanged does not ruin the secrets surrounding the inner workings and mechanics of high art and the other disciplines of magic. That is not to say the story leaves us unaware of the world lore and its supernatural elements as we were in the Blade itself. During the group's long journey, elements of lore and forgotten history are introduced in a nuanced fashion, never bordering on lengthy exposition. Quite the contrary, in those instances, the book does an excellent job of revealing only the right amount to make things clear and, most importantly, to leave the reader eager for the next time such occasions would repeat. I could go on and talk about the book's endless qualities, but that would just serve to further exemplify what I said in the first sentence of this review. The book is excellent, plain and simple. One of the best reading experiences I've had. It follows a similar format to the first book, yet it also manages to exceed it. Before They Are Hanged is serious, dark, and tragic, but it's also fun and lighthearted on various occasions, and this stark contrast of tones only aids the storytelling immersion and believability. Just like life is not monochromatic, the First Law approaches such a diverse range of tones that makes it as close to reality as it can possibly be without compromising the magic and the supernatural undercurrents that drive the story behind the scenes. Say one thing for this book. Say it's one of the best I've ever read. Thank you for watching. What are your feelings toward this book? I would love to hear all about it in the comments below. Consider subscribing if you want to see more reviews like this. See you at the next one.